162 games is brutal.
Yeah.
I think even just the thought of that can send a player into that aching spiral, right?
Yeah. Especially if your team's not competitive.
But if you knew that there were 60 games, do you think that anyone is entering the season like, I'm not taking a day off? Don't even ask me. It's 60
I would
games.
hope so. I would hope
like
so.
I feel like I can almost picture Bryce Harper playing every game barring injury.
I don't see why not.
He's going to play every game. I see Garrett Cole skipping a start to preserve? I don't know. I think they can manage that just by limiting him to 5 innings, 6 innings.
I think like Mike Trout, they both have babies due like in July. Wait, sometime is it July? Well, the season starts July.
Mike Trout's another one. I expect Mike Trout July 20.
End of July.
End of July.
So they might miss some time.
Man.
And I don't know what the protocol is. If you leave, well, there's no bubble, so I don't know. Why would a starter, unless if the baby's born on the day of his start or something?
Yeah.
He may not miss any time.
Well, if let's say that wasn't happening, I wouldn't expect people to like Trout to miss a game.
If his baby's born?
Oh yeah, but I'm saying let's say that wasn't
And I think they get like 5 days of paternal leave. 5 days in a 60-game season is a lot of games.
You know, this brings me back to something that we spoke.
I was trying to hook you into it. Let's
go. To that Zach Wheeler thing?
Yeah, let's go.
No, I thought about something. It was whatever I said that day. I don't go back to listen to these episodes. I can't stand my voice, by the way. So whatever I said that day, whatever it was.
Can you say what it was?
It was something about along the lines of I didn't agree with Zach Wheeler being okay with being quarantined for a month because he wanted to see the birth of his child.
This is when the bubble city idea was being.
This was even before I knew that the season wouldn't even be 60 games. I thought the season would eventually like fall into place and we would have our baseball, our lovely baseball. And my theory was you're getting paid $25 million. You know that you visit, you go that route, you might have to quarantine yourself for a month. All right, whatever. That was my take on it. I still agree with myself. I'm pretty sure I talked out of my ass that day. And I want to just ask you this question.
Let's hear it.
Do you think there are baseball players who view professional baseball player? Do you think there are baseball players who view professional baseball as just a job? This is just a paycheck.
I would hope not, man.
But it's a good job though.
It's a heck of a job.
If you're good at it, it's a heck of a job, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's players who are there for the love of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess who are these players, guys like Adrian Beltre come to mind. Yeah. Right? Current players, anyone come to mind?
That are passionate about the game?
Passionate about the game. Joey Votto. Juan Soto makes me think he's passionate about baseball. Mm-hmm. And
Aaron Judge.
And if I knew that this was my profession, like this is what I get paid to do. Yeah. And I'm an entertainer. I think I would have a hard time passing up a baseball game, especially in a shortened season, for the birth of my child. Like, and I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not saying I'd completely ignore. I would at least figure out a way to have the birth happen at the city that I'm currently in somehow. Like, I got the money.
So you can't control these things.
I can't control it. You can't control it.
The baby comes when it wants to come, man.
The baby comes when it wants to come. But do you think it's possible to have a wife traveling with you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at a certain point, I think you're not allowed to travel.
Okay.
During your pregnancy.
All right.
So, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's something I'm thinking about it.
I think in a shortened 60-game season, I would feel okay if Garrett Cole's wife, or let's use Mike Trout because he's an everyday player. Mike Trout's wife goes into labor at the end of July, and he says, "I'm gonna miss one game to be there for the birth of my child."
One game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barring complications, who knows? Like the labor, you can be in labor for more than 24 hours.
Yeah.
You could be in labor for days. I'm cool with that. But if let's say the baby's born on a Monday and he's still gone by Friday, like in a shortened season, I don't want to say it's inexcusable, but it's borderline inexcusable.
And here's the thing too about that Zach Wheeler point that I made, whenever that episode was, is that.
Can you repeat that point one more time, please? No, just kidding.
I'm gonna just double down on it. the fact that there's this pandemic out there, and I know it goes both ways because the pandemic is here. Like your wife and child are vulnerable to that same virus that we're trying to fight. But just the fact that it can turn into like you're quarantining yourself. At the time, we thought a month, right?
Yeah.
And I would just have a hard time passing up a month of baseball, knowing that that's my profession and I'm getting.
I think
paid.
It was 2 weeks. Like if you leave, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, shortened season though. That's like what a fifth of the season.
Yep, 15, essentially 15 games, a fourth of the season, a quarter of the season.
So you know what? I'm like 51%. I'd have a hard time passing that up. 49%. Yeah, I should probably be there for the.
I also think it depends on the team. Like the Dodgers improved their team this year. They got Anthony Rendon. Didn't they sign somebody else recently? The Angels, I mean.
The Angels.
Did they get a pitcher?
I believe so.
Fuck.
Wow.
I know Corey Kluber went to the Rangers.
Hey man, don't worry.
I just said that like Alex Rodriguez, the Rangers. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is that the Angels are improved this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to believe that they believe that they're in the race.
Yeah.
So in that instance, that would bother me. If Mike Trout played for the Kansas City Royals, who aren't going anywhere this year,
that's a good point,
and decided to take 5 days off to be there for the birth of his child, I wouldn't give a shit.
And in this case, Zach Wheeler, the Phillies are as much of a contender as they're a contender.
Yeah.
They got Bryce Harper. They added Zach Wheeler, paying him $25 million a year.
Yeah.
They didn't add him to sprinkle in that long sixth rotation starter.
Yeah,
that guy was supposed to be number 2, number 3 in the rotation.
It's not like me as a teacher not making that much money, taking a few days off to be there for the birth of my child. This is somebody who's paid a lot of money to perform one task, one job, to pitch.
Yep.
And chances are that baby's probably not going to be born on the day that you're scheduled to start.
Yep.
So you could probably take care of your business in between starts. Now, if it does happen and you miss one start, fine. That's understandable. But multiple, you get into shaky grounds, in my opinion.
Yeah.